An influx of pedestrians have overtaken the city as traffic officials state not to drive. It appears that all roads are literally leading to ancient Rome. I'm Loomis Reeves with QWRK News, and now for our city, Ashbourne.
Good evening, and welcome to our city, Ashbourne. In our crazy daily lives, we find ourselves running back and forth, aimlessly on a quest to the next thing. We seldom take a moment of absolute nothingness. It's always moving and looking for acuity. It's Monday morning. You are sound asleep in your bed, wrapped and snuggled deep in the blankets, fighting off the frigid air that surrounds. A series of chimes that form into a serenade ring out. In the room, it goes unnoticed. Blankets tighten and bliss continues. The song sings to itself for some time, then dissipates into silence. You burst from your bed in a state of frenzy, fumbling for the phone. You check the time, leaping from the bed, charging for the shower, and out before the water had time to heat. Clothes hastily thrown on, a quick check in the mirror. Hollowed, tormented eyes stare back at you. All looks well. Bag is grabbed, keys are grabbed, door is locked, rushing down the street in a frenzy. The gazes of 1,000 cats pierce the windows of the suburban homes that surround. Wind rushing past, turn the corner. It is too late. The train has left, and the station is empty. You walk up its ancient stone steps, check the watch, 7:02. Its glow cuts through the fog. Reading the board that contains the schedule shows not another train till 8. To stay or to go. Don't risk it. Rings out in your mind. You sit, pull out your headphones, and get lost in the rhythmic melodies. A train? Has it been that long? There are people around. Were you that lost? Did you not notice? 7:17 again slicing through the fog. There wasn't anything about a train at this time. Who's ever heard of a 7:17 train in this part of town? Strange. The doors open, the people get on, you get on. To the left, up a short set of stairs, then a quick left, up another set of stairs. The air is still as you walk. The aisles, faces blank and looking forward, almost autonomously. The other passengers walk and sit, walk and sit, walk and sit. Shuffle and flop, you find your seat. A nice window seat with a pleasant view, adjusting the volume to the music, settling in and finally gazing out the window. The music fills your ears, the station slowly moves beyond your view. The train bobs up and down, up and down, up and down. The old familiar sights move past the window, tree after tree, house after house. The quirky suburban area you know bobs past the window, beyond the music that swells in your ear. You hear no talking. Why would anyone be talking at such an early hour? Most are likely to be sleeping, reading, or like you, lost in the sights with their own selection of music. Faces of pedestrians out the train pass by, agape in an unknown terror. You pay them no mind, no concern to you. The wall of homes soon turns to an empty land that turns to tree thickets, that turns to warehouses. All familiar, day in and day out. You pass the same houses. You pass the same trees. You pass the same warehouses. Our city is magnificently eclectic. In a typical suburban area, homes are near cookie-cutter styles that repeat. Ashbourne suburbs are a smattering of builds and styles, as if the homes built there didn't know another home was going to be built next to it. Yet, looking at records, they were all built in the same time frame. The warehouses never match up with what would be an industrial park. The train stops briefly. Another ancient station, another weird style. Shouldn't we have had more stops? The thought bubbles in your head, but only for a fleeting moment. Someone slides into the seat next to you. You pay them no mind. Gazing out the window into the crooked landscape of homes and buildings, the mind begins to wander, lost in the view. A ball on a roof behind a house on an awning. Did they forget about the ball? How long has it been there? Thoughts swirl. Maybe this loved possession was hit up here and never found again, lost, floating, hiding, just out of sight. It's not lost, a voice just outside your headphones says. You take off your headphones, but it is forgotten. You turn to the man sitting next to you, his gaze fixed forward, unmoving and frigid. The man's face is pale, a grayish ash that is unlike any pale you've seen on a person. His eyes dark. It could be the profile look you have at him. He sits stiff, legs closed together, hands on lap, tightly clutching an attaché. Scanning the train, everyone is sitting the same. Pale men and pale women, each clutching the same style umber attaché. You're lost, you know. You'll be forgotten too, you know. His stern voice, and yet dejected. You glue yourself to the window. Cold sweat drips down from your forehead. Headphones emitting your music from a distance. The man's head snaps and cracks and contorts, turning to you. Do you know? Snaps and cracks. Snaps and cracks. Snaps. Cracks. The train car bobs up and down. Everyone on board has their heads contorted to you. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? All of their eyes dark and hollow, faces twisted and pale, oh so pale. Do you know? Their eyes slowly burst into a yellow glow. You're on the wrong train. A sweet, soft, raspy voice rises up. You scan the car. A nice, well-kempt, olden train car attendant uniform. Salvation. You look to his face to thank him. His grin spans his face from ear to ear, skin cracked and pale, eyes a blackened, endless void that seemingly has no end. Let's hope you never have to know, it says. A scrawny, pale, cracked hand comes up to his face and snaps. A glow pierces the fog. The day, a little darker. 6:58. The world comes better into focus. The familiar, ancient, elegant station surrounds you. Fellow familiar commuters stand about waiting. Some play on their phones. Others listen to their music on their headphones. You scan around in terror. You have everything. Let's hope you never know. It festers in your brain. Your eyes water. 7. You pull up your headphones, board the train, plop down, stare out the window, off to work. Our lives will always remain busy and cluttered. We often overlook small details that make our lives beautiful. Our hectic states can always lead us to miss a detail that means so much to our lives. This vast, strange, and beautiful city has so many little details we often miss. These strange oddities exist throughout our peaceful city. What will you find when you take a moment away from your busyness? Thank you for joining us as we explore our vast, beautiful city on Our City Ashbourne. Join us next time. Up next on QWRK, Dictator Polka Fighters and the Women That Love Them, hosted by Joel Eppersfield.